Come, travelers, come to warm up in my fire. Come to listen to the story that maintained away kisses for many years, waiting for the conclusion that even the stars were afraid to attend. A story that goes back in time, much more before Christ, when the civil wars in Greece went to Egypt, and Julius Caesar after them, seeking his enemy, Pompey. In Egypt, Cleopatra's father dies. He left the throne to both her and her younger brother, Ptolemy VIII. Both siblings were married and ready to rule Egypt as co-rulers. Because she was much older, Cleopatra quickly took control as the main ruler of Egypt. However, as her brother grew older, he began to want more power. Eventually, he took Cleopatra out of the palace and took the control as pharaoh. But Caesar wanted to have advantage of the situation. And that's how the story begins. When Caesar arrived, Ptolemy told him what he had done to his sister and showed him Pompey's head, seeking for an alliance between him and the Roman Empire. But that night, Cleopatra arrived at Caesar's bedchamber and asked him for help. Caesar finally acceded, exiled Ptolemy, and sometime later, Cleopatra was declared the one and only ruler of Egypt. Caesar took Cleopatra as his lover, and Caesarion was born from their union. However, he had to return to his true home, Rome, leaving Cleopatra with their son in Egypt. Julius Caesar was betrayed and killed, and Cleopatra returned to Egypt. One of the three leaders to emerge in Rome after Caesar's death was Mark Antony. It was about time Cleopatra and Mark Antony met and fell in love. They also formed a military alliance against another of Rome's leaders, Octavian. Octavian was the legal heir of Julius Caesar. However, Cleopatra wanted her son, Caesarion, to be Caesar's heir and to make him become ruler of Rome after Caesar. She hoped that Mark Antony could help her achieve her goal. Cleopatra and Mark Antony combined their armies in order to fight Octavian. Both forces met at the Battle of Actium. Antony and Cleopatra were defeated by Octavian and had to return to Egypt. The death of Cleopatra was filled up with mystery and romance. After running away to Egypt, Mark Antony returned to the battlefield hoping to recover and defeat Octavian, but he soon realized that he was going to be captured. After hearing the false news saying that Cleopatra had died, Antony stabbed himself. An incoming man told him that she was alive and took him to her, where finally died in her arms. When Mark Antony finally died, Cleopatra went to a chamber with her closest servants, where she made a cobra to bite her, causing her death, which was befitting for the last of so many noble rulers. With Cleopatra's death, Octavian took control of Egypt, so it became part of the Roman Empire. Her death brought the end to the Ptolemy's dynasty and the Egyptian Empire, being Cleopatra the last pharaoh of Egypt.